Well, hello. Thinking about doing a little road talk. So I'm hearing all of this crazy stuff about Trump getting arrested, possibly, and I strongly disagreed it for yeah, I can't talk. I'm driving, so I completely disagreed with it for the longest time, so much so that, I would start getting mad at people for, I'm like, stop spreading this disinformation. So I'm going to give you the three possibilities of yes and no, if they would actually do the deed of cuffing him, right? Alright, so here's why I strongly believe that he will not, in the end. Okay? Now, I do trust the Q boards, not everybody does, but there's nothing that Q has stated or asked on their site that would contradict what is going on or what the mission is. So it says that he's fully insulated, right? He is protected. You do not have to worry about Trump, right? He's protected. Well, if he gets arrested, how would he be protected? Okay, so that's my first thing, okay? The other thing is, I don't know how arresting him would help the mission. Granted, the deep state will do everything in their power if they are at all in control, but I can tell you right now that they're not. They're the ones who are out in the open right now that have not been arrested yet. They're playing a part, simply. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you noticed, but some of the stuff that Hillary Clinton says when she's in public, some of the weird stuff that all of them say, it's like, if you listen to the speeches that Hillary Clinton would make in the late 90s versus how she sounds today, she's two different people. I'm not saying that it literally is two different people. I'm just saying, like, the actions, right? All right. So if they actually do arrest him, how would he be protected? I mean, look at Epstein, right? They arrested him, he died, he didn't kill himself. But what I'm saying is, technically, even on a high secured, completely protected, right? Cameras fail, of course, right when you need them the most. Things like that. So I don't know. It kind of goes against what Q is saying, how he's insulated and protected. Now, if they do actually put the cuffs on, right? There's only three possibilities of, how that's gonna pan out. Either it's gonna be a body double or CGI or something like that to make us think that he is. Okay? They could send him to Gitmo, where technically, if the military is in control, he would actually be protected there, right? The third reason, right, that they would allow this to happen would be maybe to push that scare event. Trump has said multiple times, it was because of me, Russia didn't go into Ukraine, or, you know what I mean? Like, China stayed in their lane, all these countries stayed in their lanes. Now that Biden, quote, quote, is running the country, it's going into shambles. All right. So, if you literally take him out of the picture via putting him in prison, you lose all your rights, you lose all your powers when you're in jail. Who's to stop this scare event? Not to say that they're not in on it, like they may know, like this could be all part of the plan or the movie. What I'm trying to get at here is, whether he does or he doesn't, don't freak out. Especially if he does, don't freak out. Okay, if he actually gets arrested, it's because the military is allowing it. He did nothing wrong, and they're trying to pull things out of their butt, for the past 6 years to throw him in prison. Now, it could be the deep state actually trying to go after him. You know what I mean? There's no doubt. Or it could just be all these actors playing the part of, what they would have done with patriots in general had Trump never stepped in to begin with. Does that make sense? Let me see if I can put it a different way for those that may not get, because I could see why you wouldn't be able to understand what I just said if I was on the other side of the screen. Say Hillary won, okay? Not Trump. Where we would be today would be completely unrecognizable. What this is right here is just a taste of what the deep state actually wanted to do. So what Trump is going through, right, is basically what those who would not follow their narrative or their belief system, what they would go through. They would, have lawfare raised against them. I mean, look at the big patriots today. Who's to say they're not playing a part too as part of a movie? But, people are getting swatted, all these different things. So I'm just out here telling you not to freak out. Everything that you're seeing happening in front of you that you have zero control over is part of the plan. Okay? Here's what you do have control on. Like, everybody's like, oh, you're hearing from one side, enjoy the show, get your popcorn, and then you have the other side, no, they're just telling you to sit back and not do anything. No. Okay. Enjoy the show is the stuff you're seeing on TV, right? It's not what you think it is. And read the comms in between. So, even if you listen to Hillary now, and when she was talking about abortion, she goes, this is a comm that I got from Hillary Clinton. It's not on behalf of the white hats, it's on behalf of the black hats. But, they speak in their version of comms as well. I mean, if you're in the Army, you're going to have your lingo. You're in the Navy, you're going to have that lingo. Well, the black hats have their lingo and their euphemisms. And then you have the white hats that speak in comms in their own way, right? So Hillary said, abortion and women's rights, or abortion is far more than just women's rights. What is that supposed to be? Well, she knows it. She doesn't hide the fact that she worships the other side, okay? It's no secret. She practices sacrifice, okay? So she's saying, abortions goes way farther than women's rights, and then she said something else, like, for those who oppose women's rights, they're in for more than they're asking for. I have to look at the video again to get exactly what she said. So basically what she was saying is, if you do anything to interrupt, I'm just going to say what it is, child sacrifice, that's what she said. You don't know what's going to end up on your doorstep. So if you mess with abortion, pro-life, women's rights, quote unquote, it's not about women's rights. It's a euphemism. Something could end up on your doorstep. Who's on TV or what channel you're watching, there's a comm, no matter what. And as a matter of fact, I will tell you, I was watching ABC News. I don't watch it, but they have it on at work. They had it on. And they were talking about the coronavirus doomsday story. Their usual loop. Oh, this new variant, blah, 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 blah. Well, they kept saying 17. You don't think it's a controlled operation? Like, you don't think that the media... I mean, look at the media in the beginning, right? Everything was 33 cases, 33,000. Now you're seeing a lot more instances of 17. I think that's kind of cool, if I'm being honest. So I'm watching my patients sitting in the chairs, kind of watching the TV uneasily, and here I am giggling. I'm like, oh my God, Patriots are really in control. That's awesome. As I walk out of the room, I'm giggling. So don't let everything that you're seeing on TV, especially on mainstream media, don't let it get to you. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does get arrested, that this is going to be one hard push into the scare event. And here's my other thing. Is Trump being arrested the scare event, or is what happens after? And here's the other thing. It might come this close before they do arrest him, and then all of a sudden, kind of like how he does a lot, you know, he always looks like he's going to lose. He's going to lose a battle, he's going to lose a case. It's like right at the very end, oh, we got nothing. So right now they got him on, you know, spending his own money on his campaign, apparently. And you have to, in order to use your own money from the campaign, you have to have, you know, you have to do a certain amount of things with that money to be able to then put it into the campaign, right? Now, I can't see Trump doing that, right? Just, you know what? I want to win presidency. I'm going to throw $1 billion of my own dollars into it. The hell with it. Because Obama over here did the Citizens Act or whatever that is, where they used to have a limit as to how much you could donate for a campaign. It used to be $2,800 or whatever it is. Now it's unlimited. Like, so you can have Google donate millions of dollars in Facebook to the DNC, where back then, back before 2008, 2009, they couldn't do that. So Trump, I doubt, used his own money. Now, I know we used to see the things in the mail, you know, oh, if you donate $45, we'll match it, you know, but that could be a company, you know, that's working for the Trump campaign. I don't think that it's coming out of Trump's personal account. Like you have personal cash basket, and then you have then you have your campaign basket of cash, like what you're allowed to use, you know. Here's the thing, he's a smart man. I don't see him screwing that up. And some people say, oh, well, you know, he was new on the stage, like he's never ran for politics before. But I'm going to tell you something. The man follows the money. He understands full well how to handle it, and he knew what he was up against before he even got in. Who in their right mind would put their own money into a campaign illegally? I know for a fact it's not him. I can tell you 100% beyond the shadow of a doubt, he did not do that. Okay, he's too smart. Has he chosen maybe a couple wrong people during his campaign? Maybe. But then again, you know, it's all part of the show. I mean, he has the military and their divisions, the generals, over 200 generals plus their divisions, supporting that man, even before before the primaries. He said it during the debate when Jeb Bush gave him a loaded question. He had the military working for him from the beginning. I highly doubt they're going to say, oh yeah, you can use your own money. No, he had advisors, high places, good places that would tell him, hey, that's not a good idea. I doubt Trump is going to be like, oh yeah, well, He knew what he was up against. He knew from day one, since he went down the escalator, that they were going to try to hit him every which way they could. I mean, proof is in the pudding. There have been other people before him that might have get squashed by the media that have been persecuted and everything else for opposing their opinions. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this whole thing. I actually made a really good dish yesterday. Well, I don't eat pork, so it's vegan pork, which is actually really good. Gardain makes it. It looks like garden, but it's like Gardain, something. It's called pork bites, like sweet and sour pork bites. You don't need to use the sweet and sour sauce. I did a little bit just to give it that little zing. But to be honest with you, just a little bit of sesame oil next time, a little bit of soy sauce, boom. Sesame seeds, it's almost like sesame cold noodles with the pork bites. I should have showed you how to do it, but I didn't think of it. I really should have made a video, because yesterday would have been the perfect day to make that dish. all talking about all this crazy nonsense going on today, right? So I really hope that not too many people are freaking out. I mean, I actually talked to one of my patients today. She's a uber conservative, and she was wearing her little Trump. She was wearing her little Trump button that she always brings with her. She's a major supporter. So I was like, oh, look at that. Good man. And she goes, I know, he's such a good man. She's an older lady. And I said, it's a shame what they're trying to do to him, huh? She goes, oh my God, I know. And she's like scared. Not freaking out and losing it, but, genuinely concerned. She goes, this is a scary time we're living in. Had Hillary won the election, it would be a very scary time. If we even made it this far, living 50% of us, right? So, to the unawake, it is a scary time. And she's a sleeping conservative, and if you are awake and somebody who is not awake yet comes to you, either side that says, this is a scary time, now is the time to be comforting. Don't do the I told you so, or, there's no need to get crazy. So I was like, I said, he's a winner. I said, I don't think things are going to come out as bad as people think it is. And I said, even so, I was like, he's protected. He's a former president, a good one at that. I said, they're not going to well, I didn't tell her this, but the military did say, the White Hats, never again, that they're going to let what happened to Kennedy happen to another one of our presidents. They came close to Reagan, but they didn't kill him. Alright, well, I'm going to end it on this, and probably talk to you guys soon, hopefully not too late. My brother-in-law's father passed away yesterday, so it's been a crazy couple of weeks. That's why I haven't really been on. I haven't really been cooking. I basically have been eating takeout, which I feel like I gained 10 pounds. I think I gained 7 if I'm being honest, but it's all in my face. So, with the stress and everything, I haven't really had the energy, let alone the time to cook something. So, I'll see what's in my fridge. If I decide to make something, I'll do a little cooking talk with you. What do you think? Alright, I love you all. Be brave. And stand strong. Hold the line. All that good stuff. Be blessed. Let's not be too stressed to be blessed. Alright. Peace out.